Coming up on AC 24/7, tragedy strikes Nashville after 3 adults and 3 children are dead after a shooter takes fire in Christian elementary school. Hey there, welcome to AC 24/7. I'm your host, Lamar Baldwin. Tragedy has struck after 3 children and 3 adults were killed in a Nashville, Tennessee school shooting. The suspect, a 28-year-old former student of the Christian Academy. The Advocate Channel's Mike Valerio reports.
Horrific sounds of gunfire ring through Nashville's Covenant Elementary School. Police say the 28-year-old attacker entered a side door, blasting through with a high-powered rifle. Once inside, the shooter opens fire, killing 3 children and 3 staffers. Within minutes, police are in the school.
Move! Move! There was no hesitating. They went through that door, and they were looking for the shooter, and they engaged as soon as they found the shooter.
Right here. It's locked.
The officers moved quickly, tactically, checking classrooms for the shooter. Gunshots getting louder on the 2nd floor. 14 minutes after the first 911 call, the armed attacker is found and neutralized by officers Rex Engelbert and Michael Colazzo.
You see these well-organized, courageous young men rushing to the sound of the gunfire.
Found in the shooter's car, a series of writings. On the killer, 3 guns, an AR-15 rifle, and 2 9mm handguns with 30-round magazines. Police say the shooter was under a doctor's care for an emotional disorder.
Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. As it turned out, she had been hiding several weapons within the house.
Chief Drake says those weapons were all purchased legally. In Nashville, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The mayor of Nashville spoke out about the shooting, saying police will have a lot of information about the deadly attack. Body footage as well as excerpts from the shooter's manifesto have been recovered, and details are set to soon be released to the public. Mayor John Cooper also spoke out about gun restrictions.
The public is going to go back to understanding or questioning why we have so few restrictions on guns, particularly assault level type guns, that guns and gunfire are the #1 cause of death with children, and we really can't tolerate that anymore. We owe it to the parents. Everybody that's attending every vigil in Nashville feels that there needs to be a public response to this kind of tragedy, and to say enough is enough.
The mayor also said the quote, cult of gun should not be celebrated. The comments came after a viral 2021 Christmas card resurfaced from Republican Tennessee Rep Andy Ogles and their family. Though no motive has been confirmed, police believe the woman who identified as transgender may have resented having gone to the religious school. The Advocate Channel's Diane Gallagher reports.
Tragedy at another American school. 3 children and 3 adult staff members shot and killed at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, in what police are calling a targeted attack by a heavily armed 28-year-old former student.
The 3 9-year-olds who were killed, Evelyn Dickhouse, William Kinney, Hallie Scruggs. 3 adults, Mike Hill, a custodian, age 61, Cynthia Peak, to my understanding, a substitute teacher, age 61, and Catherine Kuntz, age 60.
Police say the suspect was Audrey Hale, who identifies as transgender and is a Nashville area resident who they say is a former student of the private Christian school located at Covenant Presbyterian Church, which serves preschool through 6th grade. A car near the scene helped identify Hale, and police say they are currently going over writings left behind by the shooter.
We've also determined there were maps drawn of the school in detail of surveillance, entry points, etc. We know and believe that entry was gained through shooting through one of the doors is how they actually got into the school.
Calls started coming in at 10:13 a.m.
The officers had engaged the shooter by 10:27, and she was deceased.
Metro Nashville police say there is video from the school, and the shooting happened on an upper level in a lobby area, not a classroom. A teacher texting her daughter from inside the school.
She said she was hiding in the closet and that there was shooting all over and that they had potentially tried to get into her room.
President Joe Biden weighing in this afternoon on the 129th mass shooting of this year, according to data from the Gun Violence Archive.
We have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
The Trans Journalists Association also released a statement about the Nashville shooting after authorities revealed the shooter is a 28-year-old that identified as transgender. The association urges newsroom to, quote, refrain from speculating without further facts. The TGA also believes guidance is not to assume someone is cisgender or transgender based on their appearance, gender presentation, or pronouns. Details about the Nashville school shooter Audrey Hale have yet to be fully released. The White House is honoring the victims of the Nashville tragedy. President Biden in the White House announced that the flag of the United States would stand at half-staff to honor the victims of the senseless act of violence.
When the president has these very difficult conversations, he shares his heartfelt sadness to what they're going through, offers up assistance in any way that we can as the investigations go through. But it is always a difficult conversation, as you know. The president is known to be a consoler in chief, and he takes that very seriously.
A spokesperson for the Tennessee police felt there's no evidence that any individuals were specifically targeted in the tragedy. As of right now, the only indication of target is the Christian Academy, but not a specific person.
We also don't have a motive at this time. We feel that these students that were targeted were randomly targeted. There was not any particular student that she was looking for at the time of the incident.
Many experts are saying it's important to talk to young children about school shootings, even if not experienced firsthand. Many students experience trauma, even if not a part of the events. The Advocate Channel's Mandy Gaither reports.
The images are heart-wrenching. The loss of life incomprehensible. Talking to your children about what they've seen or heard may not be easy, but some mental health experts say it's necessary.
We don't want to leave them alone to figure this out. We want to be right there with them.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says it's common for parents to be nervous about a conversation on tragedy, but she says to start by asking an open-ended question as to how they feel or what questions they may have.
And then sit back and really just listen to what it is that they're saying. Notice what they're not saying, but maybe what they're showing you. So are they fidgety? Are they tearful? We can't tell them that something like this will never happen in their community or in their school, but we can validate their feelings that it is scary.
Signs of stress may look different in children. Baumstein says it may present as irritability, edginess, being easily startled, or might look like defiance because they often don't have the words to explain what they're feeling.
All of a sudden, they might be really avoidant of people, places, or things that are reminding them of this. Or they might be consumed with really intrusive thoughts or nightmares.
Baumstein says to be aware and be patient.
Even if you weren't in that school or in that community, you can still be having a really significant response to it.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Thank you for joining us for AC 24/7. For more content that advocates to you, go to advocatechannel.com and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Lamont Baldwin.